Yeah, in the case of Sunday Igboho's remaining two aides, absence of Yoruba interpreter stalls arraignment of Igboho's aides. What this simply means is that the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Monday adjourned the arraignment of two aides of a Yoruba Nation agitator, Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, till January 24th, 2022. You can see the so-called lawlessness they are portraying this Buhari's administration. Like Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer said, the international lawyer said, the judiciary of Nigeria have compromised because they don't have a power of their own, or the so-called judges or the court has no power of its own, so they can't lay any verdict. So they are listening to somebody, and somebody is behind the scene, controlling the affairs of the judiciary. That is what it is. Why will you extend it till January? What happens to December? What happens to this November that we have? November is yet to elapse. Well, I don't know. Well, let's just continue. The adjournment followed the absence of any Yoruba interpreter in court. Wow. See another flimsy excuse. So there is no interpreter in court to interpret whatever Lady K wants to say, or whatever the so-called Adetunji wants to say. Or does it that they don't understand English? Maybe later when it comes to some, let me say in Nnamdi Kanu's case, they will say there is nobody to interpret Igbo. I don't even understand. I don't understand. They are looking for Yoruba will say atamo. What that simply means is that they are looking for flimsy excuses. This one say, and that is what they started with when the APC administration, led by Buhari, came into power in 2015. They started laying blames. This one said, that one said, Malami did this, Buhari did this. Obasanjo was supposed to pay them, did not pay them the wages. Malami, good luck, Yaradua. So many complaints. Now they are looking for excuses from left to the right. That's why they needed an interpreter. What is the interpreter work, or what is any interpreter going to do for the verdict that the court will late? Court should just overrule this and dismiss the case and let this Igboho's aid go to their houses, and let's forget about it, because they don't have any excuse or they don't have any evidence against these people. Well, the defendant Jamiu Oyetunji and Amudat Babatunde were among the 12 persons that were arrested and detained after a midnight raid the Department of State Services DSS conducted at Igboho's residence in Soka area in Ibadan, Oyo State, on July 1st, 2021. They are facing a fresh 5 count terrorism charge the DSS preferred against them. Yes, it is the DSS that preferred it against them, and meanwhile it is the DSS that are supposed to be charged to court or arrested because for invading the homes of Sunday Igboho and also violating their humanitarian right. That is their fundamental right, which is embedded in the Constitution for freedom of association, freedom of speech, and freedom of movement for humans. And also there is no crime in agitating or seeking for separation, because they are called separatists. I could remember in Spain, the Catalan also agitated for separation. Nobody arrested anybody since it was a peaceful protest, and they have not violated any law under the Constitution of Nigeria. Well, it will be recalled that the security agency had on September 8th through its lawyer Mr. Awo informed the court that a gang of mobile armed robbers, commonly known as one chance operators, hijacked its case file on a fundamental right enforcement suit Igboho's aid filed to challenge their arrest and detention. So can you hear the so-called gullible excuse that we Nigerians are listening to? But we are not as gullible as they think they are, because I believe the Fulani brain are just like cows. You are telling me the case file of Sunday Igboho's aid was stolen or hijacked by armed robber one chance. That person that even lost that case file should be arrested or detained. What nonsense. Okay, for instance, a police officer that is supposed to watch over its citizens, and he has been given a gun to protect the citizens. So he was now in a checkpoint. At the long run, he came back to the police station and tells the DPO or the IPO in charge that the gun that you gave me, it was hijacked by some hoodlums, and now I can't find the gun again. And you know what that entails? That police officer will be detained because they will not believe his story. Rather, he might even go to court or go to jail for that, because they will think he has sold the gun to armed robbers. So a lawyer will now say or tell us that the case file was hijacked by armed robbers and nothing was done to that. Okay, we are all babies in Nigeria. We don't know our left from our right. They think we think the same way they think, like a cow. Yes, the court had, on the strength of the fundamental rights suit, granted bail to all the 12 detainees. However, in the fresh charge marked FHC /ABJ /CR /305 and also /2021, which is the year that we have here, which was signed by SM Bello. The DSS alleged that the first defendant, Oyetunji, was in possession of firearms for terrorism related activities. Okay, that's the charge, because though we do not believe that, Nigerians are not gullible to that extent. Somebody is parading himself and parading ammunition, firearms. What about the Fulani herdsmen or the Boko Haram, who in broad daylight would also even snap and post it on social media and also make sure it gets to whoever it wants to get to, because they are daring the government. They will tell you that they have AK-49, meanwhile the soldiers can't even afford AK-49, but AK-47. So AK-49 is even more sophisticated than AK-49, and it's a new one. Chacha. They also have RPG, APC. You can name them. A good equipment that these terrorists in the northeast have. And you now tell me that Sunday Igboho's aides, easily you could arrest him because he was into firearms. If truly he was into firearms, there should have been a gun battle between you, the DSS, and the so-called Oyetunji that you are claiming that he has firearms. I believe like about 18 DSS officers would have been shot dead before you could even arrest him, and you can't even withstand it. You would have run away. So you now are telling us that since the Nigerian state are gullible, they don't have sense, is into firearms. Well, it's further alleged that the second defendant, Amudat, helped to promote acts of terrorism using her Facebook, and she's into cyber crime. Okay, well, all these things are just flimsy excuses. Well, to put it to Oyetunji, they said that you, Noah Oyetunji rather, Amudat Abibat Baba Tunde adult with others still at large on or about the first day of July 2021 at the residence of Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho, located at Soka area of Ibadan, Oyo State, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court. Did have in your possession without lawful authority the unlisted prohibited firearms. They said Oyetunji and Amudat have 5 AK-47 rifles with serial numbers 04956, okay, 213740, 8673, 945 9999 and 6139 respectively. 2 AK-47 rifles whose serial numbers could not be identified, 2 pump action rifle with serial numbers 8836 and 9398 respectively, 1 pump action which serial number could not be identified, and 1 stun gun. Those are the ammunition of firearms that were purported, or let me say that were forcefully put in their care. The DSS forcefully are trying under duress to accept this as the crime they have committed by having this firearm or stockpiling firearms. I would say that is why they are trying to adjourn the case. I believe the lawyer that would defend or that would advocate for these 2 aides would have asked the so-called DSS that since you say they have a firearms, who sold the firearms to them? They should tell them that who sold the firearms to them. How did they get the firearms? 5 AK-47 rifle. You see that this so-called DSS and the so-called Nigeria in this present dispensation led by Buhari, they are full of gullibility. and they are so stupid. Let me use that word. But notwithstanding, this is why I'm going to draw the curtain. I would like you also to share your comments in the comment section. Share your views. Let's know what you think about these atrocities that these DSS have committed, and also by giving a false allegation on Lady K and Mr. Oyetunji, Sunday Igboho's aides. Well, this one I'm going to draw the curtain. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.